Welcome back, guys. JE Live. We're doing another live stream. Figured I would try to get one out tomorrow as well because I'm going to Florida, as you guys, or most of you guys know. I'm going to Florida on Wednesday. I don't know how much content I'm going to do when I'm gone. And the reason for that is because I'm going to see my grandfather, who is fighting glioblastoma right now. It's a form of brain cancer. So before we get into it, if you guys are wondering why, if you missed yesterday, and I cannot point, there we go. If you're wondering why that is over on my screen, if you would like to help me out, if you'd like to help my grandfather out, he is fighting a rare form of brain cancer, and we're trying to, basically help him fight that and take care of, the treatment expenses and what have you. So we've actually already raised over $4,000, and we started it yesterday. So we're feeling really good about that. But if you do want to be a part of that, you can either drop a super chat. I will match it on the donation GoFundMe, or you can follow the donation link in the description. If not, no harm, no foul. If you do want to help, though, I do appreciate it. You being here is helping, of course, and if you want to share it around, if you for whatever reason you want to help but you can't afford to, totally understand. If you want to share that around, that helps as well. All right, so let's get into this because there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I honestly, for the first time, and I've been waiting for it to happen because normally during training camp, I have these ideas in my head, and because I'm crazy and I'm constantly thinking about the Rams, but I have these ideas in my head where it's like, oh, well, just trying to figure out how everyone's going to fit, what the puzzles are going to look like, what the puzzle pieces are going to look like, what the overall product of the said puzzle will end up being. And so for me, it's difficult because I kind of go back and forth and I'm like, oh yeah, I could see that, or I could see this. And all of a sudden, Jordan Rodriguez comes out with a report and, or not report, but just tweeting. And she says that Justin Lawler, a guy I've already written off, maybe I shouldn't have written off because he's having a really good camp and he is in, contention to basically start, or not start, but, play behind Leonard Floyd. And so to me, that would tell me that he's likely in line to make the roster. Thank you so much, Scott. I really do appreciate that. Means a lot, and I'll be matching that donation momentarily on the GoFundMe. But basically, yeah, so I totally forgot about Justin Lawler in a sense, or maybe just didn't give him enough credit, or what have you. But I mean, let's call it like it is. Justin Lawler was in that picture. He's in the picture, the game-winning field goal. Like, he's part of history. So he's been dealing with some injuries, and it's been honestly ideal for the Rams because they've been able to mainly be like, well, I don't know if he's gonna make the roster or not, but I'm just going to stick him on IR. Now we know that we can kind of keep, putting him there, and it's kind of like, yeah, just, we'll leave him over on IR and we'll go back and we'll revisit this, right? It's been a convenient bunch of injuries. I know injuries aren't convenient, but for a guy like Lawler that has barely made the roster or was maybe not going to make the roster, his injuries have actually kept him in contention and have allowed him to compete this year. It also is interesting because over on the other side of things, we're hearing that Okoronkwo is having a good camp, Justin Hollins is leading the way, and Terrell Lewis once again had a little bit of a thing today with his knee, was acting up. They took him off the field. So that is, again, very concerning. The third-round pick out of Alabama in the 2020 draft class does not seem very capable of staying healthy. And it's really unfortunate, but that's also what happens when you have a bevy of injuries, right? It's really hard to stay healthy. So that is definitely something. Kareem Orr apparently is showing out in camp, and I think he's going to make a run at Dante Dion. I was telling you guys, the other day, I think it was yesterday maybe, I was telling you guys, I think he's going to make a run at Dante Dion and potentially a run at David Long. And we'll see. But, I think Kareem Orr has he's got some ball skills, man. He definitely has a chance. Now, I've been talking for a bit, so I do want to catch up with everyone's comments. You know, that's how I am. I don't like to dismiss comments and just go on my rants. I like to eventually come back and interact with you guys. That's why I do these, right? If I was going to just talk nonstop, I would have just recorded a video and then premiered it, and then you would have had the live experience. But no, I'm here to interact with you guys. So, let's see here. DB Sauce was the first. What's up? How we doing? What's up, Chantry? L Pineapples. Aiden, how we doing? Reminder to stay hydrated. Thank you, Aiden. I'm pretty sweaty over here. It's pretty hot. I have a fan pointed right at me, and it's still not enough. So, thanks for reminding me. I want to know the guy who is always on Twitch. I think that is Roy. Roy the Wolf. Shout out to him if that is him. I can't see his Twitch comments for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Really needs to get it together. I can only see YouTube for some reason. I have Facebook up just in case anybody drops anything on Facebook. Should probably put that up on Twitch. Anyway, what it do? What's up, Ruiz? How we doing? Yes, drop a like if you can. I appreciate it. Everything good? Aiden, yeah, everything is good. I mean, not everything is good. You know, obviously with everything that's going on with my aunt and my grandfather, both are battling cancer. So, you know, that's obviously not good. So I've been trying to somewhat stay, you know, positive and, you know, continue, you know, just a positive outlook, because as many of you guys know, I mean, I deal with depression and it gets super, super bad sometimes. So I've been trying to kind of stay out of that dark place and, you know, put out content and interact with you guys. And that, I feel like that's when I'm at my best, when I can come on here and just have a good time talking with, you know, my community. And, you know, that's how I'll leave that. Football is coming back and I love it. Totally agree. I got my season ticket gift last Friday. Love to hear that. Barely realized Rams play this week. How about time? Yeah. Let's see. Pinor, I saw you over on the stream earlier. All I care about is mom has food. Oh my god. Sup, Ramley? What's up, Will? Out Pineapples, I'm thinking 5 sacks for Obo this season. That seems realistic. Chantry, I still have no regrets drafting Lewis. His potential was too long not to draft. Will, really interesting tweets from Jordan about the O-line rotations. Why aren't they letting Bobby Evans just settle in at right guard? Good question. Yo, Jake, how long does it take you to usually watch every game in Game Pass after the first week is over? So that's a little difficult because with Game Pass, I want to watch all 22 on all the games, but obviously that's just not physically possible to do that before week 2. So, I mean, I'll just cram like the 40-minute, what the hell is it called? Condensed games, right? And then when I have time, I'll go back and watch a full game. But I like doing all the condensed games of games that I missed, and I just cram the hell out of it. I don't sleep. Like, I go all out on it, so that's really, you know, a big thing for me. I want to be able to see the whole league. I want to, you know, I can't talk about other players if I'm not watching them. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do there. Punters are people too. Yes, they are. Shout out to Roy then. Yeah, shout out to Roy. What's up, guys? What's up, Henry? Brian Allen or Coleman Shelton at center. Austin Corbett back to guard. I don't think that's permanent. I think they're just messing around with stuff, seeing what sticks, and I think Corbett will end up being your starter. No thanks on Brian Allen at center. What would you think AD would have to do to win MVP and Jalen to win Defensive Player of the Year? They obviously don't win it the same year, but what would it take? Great question. I mean, I think first off, it has to be a Super Bowl, at least getting to that level. And, you know, and I think Aaron Donald would have to win. He would have to break the sack record for a season. So I think that would come to play. Yeah, I would probably say those are the most comfortable. I would probably say he'd have to break the sack record, and he would have to be on a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl, which I think the Rams are. So not too bad there. 1 second, I'm just sharing this on my socials. You know how that goes. Let's see here. I'm trying to. Okay, bold predictions. Terrell Lewis gets 10 plus sacks. Wow. I mean, if he stays healthy, he's possible. Like, that's definitely possible for him, but I just worry, man. He really does not have a good bill of health. Wait, you can watch NFL games on Xbox Game Pass? When did this happen? Yeah, you can. It's been that way for a while, I think. What's up, Coach? How we doing? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, CG's awesome. So I had a great time talking with him. You know, we talked about the Niners. We talked about the Rams. We talked about the Colts. We talked about the Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Thoughts on the fights? Which fights? You'd have to elaborate because I didn't hear much about them. If you're talking about the Connor Williams thing, I don't put too much stock into it, to be honest with you. So that's what I'll say about that. I just, you know, fights are fights. It happens. It gets hot out. You're playing football in 90 to 100 degree weather. I mean, yeah, you're going to want to punch and stuff. I mean, things are going to happen. Yeah, I don't think anybody's really happy to see Allen taking snaps, but, you know, that's where we're at right now. I mean, you know, I would not be surprised if, you know, somebody emerged, but I don't think Allen is going to be what emerges. I think they're just strictly using him, you know, as just a guy that they can kind of experiment with, you know. So that's what I'll say. I think that they're experimenting right now because they can. They have the time before preseason. Also, Allen getting reps makes sense because they want to see if he's a true backup center or not, you know? If he's not, then they might have to shop for somebody else, or Coleman Shelton's the guy there. That's kind of my thought process there. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Yeah, Funk is impressing the coaches from what I can see here. You know? I mean, I'm sure you know that. You've probably been seeing it, but yeah. Funk is impressing the coaches. Definitely agree with that. Think Carbs wants to see what he's got. Yeah, I mean, this is his opportunity, literally right before preseason, you know? So, battle for RB2 is real. I don't think Funk's going to win RB2. I really do think Xavier Jones has that handled, but I think Sean McVay's words today were basically letting people know that Jake Funk will have a role in this offense this year. Not necessarily he will have the backup role, but he's going to have a role. He mentioned Xavier Jones first and then Jake Funk. I think we've kind of figured that out by just the order of all the drills, and I think those are really important for running back coaches, so I wasn't surprised to see that. I was surprised to see Jake Funk being there. It shows that he's made a serious impact early on and, you know, has really stood out, and that's a good sign, you know. What would Jalen have to do to win Defensive Player of the Year? Oh, my bad. I totally forgot the second half of that question. I don't really know because it's weird. It's inconsistent. Like you said, Howard had 10 interceptions, didn't win. Gilmore won. I don't think Gilmore should have won that year personally, but, you know, yeah, it's obviously Funk ahead of Calais right now. Yeah, I think Calais, his best opportunity is he's going to want to kill it on special teams. He's going to really have to make an impact on special teams, in my personal opinion on that. I'm going to head on over to Twitch to see if anybody is commenting, because I got to be fair to the people that are over on Twitch. I know there's not too many. Okay, there's one person, but even if it's just one person, you know, I'd still want to. Oh, okay, Twitch locked me out. Okay, so sorry, Roy. I won't be able to interact with you, I guess. I won't be able to see your comments, so. Yeah, awesome. I don't know why I just got locked out of Twitch, but okay. Jalen cannot win Defensive Player of the Year because nobody throws his way. That's the first thing. I think the second thing would be everybody's just going to use, well, he plays with Aaron Donald, against him. So that's another thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shaq Barrett had 19 sacks. I don't even think he was considered for it. Yeah, it's not really a statistical thing anymore, It's a little weird, I mean, it really is, because it's like, what? Like, I'm not hating. I just really don't think Gilmore should have won it. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think Gilmore should have won MVP. Or not MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I think it was a little ridiculous, personally. Do you think T. Jackson will get some playing time this year? Tristan Jackson could. He's another guy that, Jordan Rodriguez was talking about, and how he's making an impact. And, I mean, he's probably ahead of Tutu Atwell on the depth chart right now, especially with him, being with COVID and all that. So, Andrew, I would definitely say, what is up, Nolan? How we doing? Welcome. That's a lot of sacks, though. 10 to 15 is really good, but if you get near 20, that's insane. Yeah, I think Donald is either going to have a year where he tests the sack record, or he's going to have a year where he gets about 15. I mean, it's going to be one of those. I think, he could have a really, really good year, but I think regardless, even if he doesn't have the stats, so to speak, the film is still going to speak for itself. He's the best in the league by a margin. I feel like they wouldn't give Donald his 4th Defensive Player of the Year unless he has another 20-sack season. I feel like there would be some sort of bias. True, but keep in mind, and this is what I've been saying to the idea of, well, you can't give it to Donald and, he could get Belichicked out of the award. I don't think that's fair, because, you see these reporters and these sports writers are literally using, these accolades to decide who gets in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying Donald is going to be on the borderline by any stretch. What I am saying, though, is that it's unfair. It totally defeats the purpose of using accolades if you're like, well, we can't give Donald. He always gets it. It's like, it doesn't matter. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. No one just decided, well, Tom, you can't win Super Bowls anymore. You got to leave some for the rest of us. I mean, that's the same thing. It's stupid. I mean, it's not the same exact thing, but it's a similar concept. It's just really dumb to be like, yeah, well, we already know Bill Belichick's the best coach in the NFL, so he is exempt from winning Coach of the Year. Like, the job he did in New England with 10-player, COVID opt-outs, a quarterback that got COVID halfway through the year, an abysmal offense. I honestly think Belichick could have been at least a candidate for Coach of the Year. I'm not saying I would have given it to him, but he would never get that opportunity. And it's like the same thing. Like, is Donald going to get Belichicked? There were years where they were clearly the best team. It's like, you want to tell me Belichick didn't do a good job coaching that team? Come on. It's unfair to get comfortable with greatness. That's true. Do you know if Tutu has taken any first-team reps? I'd imagine he's taken something, but, Lindsay Theory just tweeted that McVay wasn't thrilled with the offense in that joint practice. I don't know how much stock I put into that. It's nothing against Lindsay Theory, but it's more about McVay was basically going in between fields. There was one field and another field. He was the CEO. He was not the head coach. Well, he was the head coach. He was not the play caller. So I don't know how much he really saw of either. But, I mean, I'm assuming maybe he went back to, they had the film, and he probably went back to the film. Yeah. That's probably what happened. So, ready to see Garrett in the preseason? Yes, I am ready to see Garrett in the preseason. Loved seeing him, be out, there covering and being able to make have a pass breakup there. That was definitely really impressive. So, there are things like that get me really excited. In regards to that, and that's that's what I would say is that I think it's pretty cool. Seeing him get out there and making plays like that in the joint practice. How many sacks do you think we are going to get this year? So, I mean, I think the Rams will be in the top 10, I think, in sacks, mainly because I think Donald will be a huge boost. I think you'll get about 10 to 14 out of Floyd, and then that trio on the outside, with Lewis and Obo and, of course, Justin Hollins. I mean, I think that's probably at least going to get you 10. So, when you do the math there, that's, if you have Donald there, that's close to 50, right? So, not entirely 50, but you get my point. So what do you make of them trying Corbett at guard a bit? Nothing, just a just-in-case thing? Yeah, I mean, I think you want those reps for sure. I mean, you definitely want to have those reps. You want Corbett to be able to play everywhere. You want, Coleman Shelton to be able to play everywhere. These guys are cross-trained from going back, with Cromer. I don't see that being, changed. So I think that's really more what that is. I think they're just kind of, let's see what this does. If it does anything, cool. If not, no big deal. He said it after he watched the film. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Plus, football as a whole and schemes have changed over time. So people like LT, who won MVP a while ago, where schemes were very different, I could see how he won it. Yeah. 60 plus, huh? That's a lot. What's up, Rob? I just wish the NFC West wasn't so damned loaded, though we will be battle tested come playoff time. I got to get better at reading. I used to be good at this, and now it's like I just stutter all the time. Man, what a bummer. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I think battle tested, yes. I still think the Rams are going to win that division. I think the 49ers will come in second. I think Arizona is going to be third. I think Seattle will come in fourth. I know there have been people asking, could all 4 teams make the playoffs? Is it mathematically possible? Yes, but you have to keep in mind how bad the NFC would have to be for that to happen. That's a lot of wins and a lot of losses. So you'd have to be able to do the math on that, and that's not, the easiest thing. Especially in this day and age. This Stafford to Van clip I just saw. Oh, yeah. Remember Nolan and Will and all you guys, that have constantly been, watching me and how I've said, I think Van Jefferson can be a deep threat. And then there's people in the comment section, which Nolan would call Crayola eaters, which kills me every time. They would always say, no, Van Jefferson isn't fast enough to be a deep threat. They have to go out and get Deshaun Jackson, which they did. I'm not hating on that. But this idea that Van Jefferson can't be a deep threat, I always found comical, but that's just me. What's up, Ryan? How we doing? Do you think the Rams are starting to favor Kareem Orr over Dante Dion? I do not know. It seems like they could be. It's not a guarantee, but it seems like they definitely could be, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do, to be honest with you. So, I mean, we will see. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Mims was clearly not a better receiver given the Jets draft and depth chart. I think Mims is being poorly utilized with the Jets, so I wouldn't necessarily judge it based on that, but Van Jefferson made more sense for the Rams than Denzel Mims did, and that's why they went for him. Van Jefferson is going to be used a ton in the red zone, too, so it's not just he's going to be used over the top and the quick slants, on 3rd and 10 or what have you. I could see him being used at the goal line. I said this yesterday, just like how they used him against Tampa and Green Bay. You get him in an isolated one-on-one and just have him do his thing. Obviously, this guy can create separation. He runs routes very similar to Keenan Allen, has the controlled, aggressive footwork that you just love to see, and he can put guys in blenders, and really what that comes down to is when you have a pinpoint accurate quarterback in Matthew Stafford and the velocity he throws the ball with, you can get that fit into a tight window. I just think Van Jefferson's going to be used a lot. Maybe those quick slants into the end zone, things along those lines, maybe even a back shoulder fade. I mean, I trust Van to be able to do that. I mean, that's what his dad taught him. Sean Jefferson, obviously the NFL pedigree is there. But I think he's in for a really big year. I know there's a lot of people that are high on Van, but there's also a lot of people that think that Van is just a guy. And I can tell you right now, Van is no Jag. So I will say that. Found an article about the Rams drafting Van Jefferson. The writer said we missed out on better receivers such as Denzel Mims, Bryan Edwards, and Gabriel Davis. What I will say in that regard, Scott, is that I think Gabe Davis is going to have a very, very good season upcoming for the Bills, but mainly because of the offense he plays in. He's going to be utilized as a vertical threat. Last year, I think he averaged like nearly 18 yards per reception. That's how they used him. I don't know if that's sustainable. Actually, I do know it's not sustainable. You can't have like 18 yards per reception every single season. Deshaun Jackson did things like that, but he didn't keep up 18. That's a ridiculous number. So, I think Gabe Davis has definitely earned his keep. Bryan Edwards is, pretty much all hype at this point. Maybe he ends up being Terrell Owens like John Gruden is saying, but I'm going to go with probably not. And then Denzel Mims, I think, just needs to get the hell out of New York because I don't know what's going on there, but they don't seem to know how to use him. What's the deal? Somebody. Mims was clearly not a better receiver given the okay, I saw that. Crayola Eaters. Same, Jake. Yeah, I'm with you, Jake. When Wolford came in, you could see VJ being a deep threat. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and keep this in mind. You know how they used Van Jefferson? This is the thing I don't understand. If you're going to tell me that Van Jefferson can't be a deep threat, then how are you going to back that up when the first play the Rams ever used Van Jefferson, it was like a 30-yard pass over the top. Jared Goff hit him. If he threw it a little bit better, it's probably a touchdown. But he makes a sliding grab, prime time, week 1 against the Cowboys. How are you going to tell me that this guy isn't a deep threat? And then furthermore, when they played the Eagles, like he made that sliding grab, like this is my thing is like they were using him in that way. Now they stopped and like they just stopped using him altogether. But I mean, right off the bat, they were using him as a deep threat. So I find that just really funny. I don't know. Crayola Eaters, aka Seahawks fans. Why is our preseason game at 9 p.m.? Well, my time is Central, but that's late. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mainly because of LA, so that's probably why, but yeah, it is kind of annoying. I swear it's always one Crayola fanatic under a van video. That's true. It's a Crayola Eater. Terrell Lewis's knee reportedly acting up again. Yeah, I was talking about that a little bit earlier. I'm hoping that Terrell Lewis can, fight through this because, this is a serious thing, with his knees and everything, but it's not good. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really have much, I can already see how this is going to go. He's going to get healthy, and he's probably going to, rattle off a few sacks and have a really big game, and you're just not going to be able to count on him because he's always going to end up on the injury report. It's just a really unfortunate thing because, with that injury history, things like that don't get better, man. You look at Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley didn't have anywhere near the injuries that Terrell Lewis has, and Todd Gurley has arthritis in his knee. So you can imagine that's going to get worse over time. I'm just hoping it doesn't get too bad and it ruins his career. Exactly. They don't respect Jefferson pedigree. That last name hold weight. Exactly. Facts. His first ever reception was a deep catch over the shoulder. Exactly. Here's an interesting one. Which LA Rams currently on the roster are first ballot Hall of Famers, or on the cusp of the Hall of Fame? Okay, so this is a good one. Nice, Scott. You always, have good questions. First off, let's start with the obvious. Aaron Donald, first ballot Hall of Famer already. Jalen Ramsey, not first ballot, but I would say he's definitely up there. Andrew Whitworth, not first ballot, but a Hall of Famer. Matthew Stafford is not a Hall of Famer at the moment, but I think he's really close to becoming one. If the Rams go off this year, like I think they will, and he wins an MVP regardless of a Super Bowl, to me, that's Hall of Fame worthy. I was talking about this in my group chat yesterday. I have this, football engagement group chat with a bunch of content creators on Twitter. And we were talking about this, and it's like always the three that we hear, Rivers, Ryan, and Stafford. How would you rank them? Personally, for me, Matt Ryan has to be ahead of both of them. He's gone to a Super Bowl. He's had success. He's won the MVP. to me right now, Matt Ryan's ahead of them, but Stafford can catch up, and I think Stafford can surpass him. I just think Matt Ryan doesn't get enough respect. And then Phillip Rivers, to me, I think Matthew Stafford is already past Phillip Rivers. Rivers' lack of success in the postseason, I do think holds him back, because keep this in mind, Stafford's only been in 3 games. He was on a pretty bad team. Rivers was on the Chargers that had a pretty good roster almost every year, it seemed like. On top of that, the turnovers, man. This guy has games where you're like, what are you doing? I know he's retired, but my point. So I do think I would take Stafford over Rivers right now, but I think Ryan is over both of them for the time being. So I don't think Stafford's that far away from being in consideration for well, I think he's in consideration now, but I think he'll be a Hall of Famer if he has, an MVP type of season like I'm projecting, or he wins the Super Bowl or something along those lines. I think that'll be enough to put him in. Plus, I also think people don't realize his stats are really good. I understand it's a different era, but his stats are really, really good. Yeah, if Stafford throws for 4,200 yards, he'll be in the top 10 all-time in passing yards. Exactly. So, yeah, he's right around Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, that's what I would say. So, Donald first ballot, Ramsey not first ballot, but probably second or third. He will be first ballot by the end of his career, I think. Stafford potentially. Stafford should be, just not right now. Andrew Whitworth, yes, not first ballot. As far as that goes, I don't think that there's any other Hall of Famers. We love Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, but there's just not enough there. We have to continue to see it. Keep in mind, getting in the Hall of Fame as a wide receiver, Torrey Holt isn't in the Hall of Fame yet. So, Robert Woods would need to just rattle off some huge years upcoming. And we'll get to see if he can do that with Stafford or not. But, yeah, I wouldn't say anybody else is in that discussion at the moment. Let's see here. If the Rams win the Super Bowl this year, who would you guess would be the team MVP? No Stafford. It is too easy. Rob, I think to me, if that was the case and I can't pick Stafford, I think it would have to be Donald. And, that's pretty easy too. So if not Donald, then Ramsey. And if not Donald or Ramsey, then that gets a little bit interesting. And I might say Darrell Henderson, because I think, if they win the Super Bowl, like I believe they will, I think a lot of that is going to ride on the consistency out of the running backs to set up everything. Everything works as a cohesive unit if everything works. So they can take away your deep ball to Deshaun Jackson, but you still have Tutu Atwell, Van Jefferson, Jacob Harris that can stretch the field. They can take away everybody, the deep throw just in general, and now the box is a lot lighter, and you're able to run against it. And, Darrell Henderson, if you can run with Henderson, if he can have consistent success, then it'll open up the deep ball, because now all of a sudden, we're not going to have him gash us every play for 10 yards. So now we have to add more guys to the box. This is how you're going to play just cat and mouse type of game. It's going to be like, we're going to sell out to stop the run. Okay, and I'm going to throw over the top of you and make you wish that you were playing the pass. And then they try to play the deep pass, and then the run is kind of like pulling the rug out from under them. So there's a lot of, options and things that they can do, and I think that's definitely important to specify. So I think that's big there, and Henderson would be a dark horse team MVP for me. First ballots are AD and Johnny. Oh, Hecker, absolutely. Hecker's the first ballot. Hecker's the best punter of all time, so I'll say that. Which fan base in our division is the most delusional? I can't really say, because I've seen great Niners fans, I've seen great Seahawks fans, I've seen great Cardinals fans, I've seen horrible Cardinals, horrible Seahawks, horrible Niners fans. It's all subjective, and to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I don't think, fan bases are overly that bad. I think it's just based on our experiences. I think we're biased to the experiences we have. It doesn't make us bad people, but I think, for instance, if I was in Buffalo, and I constantly saw Buffalo Bills fans and they were constantly annoying me, I would assume all Bills fans are annoying. But that's not really fair, because not all Bills fans are annoying me. It's just the ones that I'm seeing. So I think that's really what it comes down to. I've met a lot of great Niners fans, a lot of great Seahawks and Cardinals and Patriots and Giants and Cowboys. I mean, I've met some amazing people, just through the game of football. And so I can't sit here and be like, well, this fan base is delusional. The one thing I'll say is I don't know why, but it does seem like the Browns fan base lately, and I get it, like they're tired of being called like the little brother to the Steelers and Ravens, but it's getting kind of annoying even for me, and I'm not a Steelers fan. I see it all the time. My cousin covers the Steelers for his YouTube, and I see it all the time. These Browns fans are still quoting last year, Chase Claypool's interview or Juju Smith-Schuster's interview or whatever. They're like taking quotes from those interviews and they like can't get over it. So like, I don't know. I guess, yeah, Eagles fans I would say Eagles fans probably, well, no, because I've had some good experience with Eagles fans. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think one fan base is truly delusional. I think it's kind of like, I don't think, when we're dealing with things like politics, for instance, I don't think everyone on the left is bad or everyone on the right is bad or everyone in the middle is bad. I think there's good people and there's bad people. There's people that take it too far. There's people that don't take it too far. There's fun people. There's not so fun people. There's people that are nice. There's people that aren't nice. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like I can't just say all people suck because I met this one person and he sucked, So that's what I'll say in that regard. If I hope I didn't offend anyone by bringing up politics for a hot minute. I don't talk about it on here. I just my point. I was trying to make that point because that whole thing. It's like, man, people that you can find Rams fans that you want to punch in the throat, and you can find Rams fans that you want to hug, And I think that's the thing. Is it's not just one fan base. I will say this. I have a no tolerance policy where I can't side with anybody when they start, throwing hands at a game. I mean, dude, come on now. Like, really? You're 50 years old. You have your kids there. What the hell is wrong with you? How do you allow yourself to be put in that situation, get that drunk, and then start swinging away on some other dude because he said your team sucks? You're not on the team. You're supporting the team. Why are you taking it so personally? So that's my thing. And I understand, trash talking and things like that, but I literally will not tolerate fighting. I hate that culture so much. There's no place for it. That's not fandom. That's cult fandom. And, when you start getting into cults and stuff like that, now we're talking. So, that's my big spiel on all of that. But yeah, dude, like, don't let me catch any one of you guys fighting at a game or I'm cutting you off. I hate it, man. I see like Dodgers fans all the time, like just fighting people. Like, what is the matter with you? Like, it's just ridiculous. What the hell are you fighting about? Why are you going to an event and just throwing hands like that? I just never understood it. It's so stupid. You pay $100-something for your ticket and you're like, yeah, let's pay $18 for a beer per beer. Let's get 3 of them. Let's get drunk so I don't actually remember said event. And then on top of that, let's throw hands so I get put in a jail cell and they have to take my kids to, Child Protective Services has to take my kids away. Like, how stupid can you be? So yeah, I'm so over that. So over that. Anyway, on to other things. Let's catch up on the comments here. I feel like we went off the rails a little bit there. Okay, so that was the question. Which fan base in our division is the most delusional? Feel like Tilu will get cut. That would be a shame. I think it's more likely he gets placed on IR than he gets cut. I think our division fans are way more than division fans. Saw that. Thoughts on Madden 22 rating for the Rams? I don't really agree with it. I think they got it wrong. They shouldn't be behind the Cardinals and the Cowboys, and I mean, I could go on and on and on, but it won't matter. Those ratings will change as they play better during the season. So, again, that's the best way to fix them. I would like to see a defensive player win it. I think Djax can make an argument if we win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best deep threats of all time. So I know it's tough to get in as a receiver, but I mean, his numbers, that's an interesting one. Let me pull that up because I am not ruling out Deshaun Jackson in in the Hall of Fame, because I haven't really looked at his stats too much. I saw him recently, but you know, he needs to win a Super Bowl. He's got 3 Pro Bowls. That's gonna hurt him. No All Pros, but he has some ridiculous seasons where he averaged 22.5 yards per reception, 20.9, 17.9, 18.9. I mean, those are incredible. So, yeah, I will need to look at that, how he fits in the Hall of Fame monitor here. Okay, so he's not really close from what I can see here. But, you know, I mean, who knows, right? Let's see here. Where is Deshaun Jackson? He is right below A.J. Green. He has more receiving yards than Green. You think Deshaun's going to go for 1,000? I don't know about that, but they say he's ahead of Jack Snow. I know that might piss some of the older Rams fans off. I just think there's such a logjam here that I don't know. I mean, I think that the next... So according to Pro Football Reference, the next guys that are up are Torrey Holt, Del Schaffner, who should already be in, Julio Jones, which she's still playing, Antonio Brown still playing, Steve Smith, Andre Johnson, so those 2 guys are coming out next year, Henry Ellard, Harold Jackson, Lionel Taylor, Boyd Dowler. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Deshaun's going to make it, to be honest with you. Just because the receiver position they are so tough on, I don't think he's going to make it, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, so trying to find where we were at. Okay, there we are. It was this guy on My Strange Addiction who eat crayons. I imagine that's what Clueless fans look like. That's hilarious. I did not know the origin story of it, and now it's even funnier. Torrey Holt not being in the Hall of Fame still hurts me. I agree. Seahawk fans are clueless. Torrey Holt not being in should be a crime. Absolutely. We have a 17-game season. Akers is hurt now. How likely is Stafford to break Kurt Warner's Rams passing yard record for a season? He absolutely should. Because I think Kurt Warner's is 4,300. Didn't Goff beat it? I thought Goff actually... No, yeah, Goff beat it, right? Am I losing my mind? I totally thought Goff beat the record. Why can't I see it? I'm just trying to... Okay, season leaders. Oh, no, he didn't beat it. Kurt Warner, 48-30. Goff, 46-88. Yeah, I think Stafford beats Kurt Warner's record, but I think he was going to beat it with 16 games anyway. I'm telling you right now, like, Sean McVay is going to be throwing way more down the field with Stafford. Those yards are going to come aplenty. Trust me. Well, Phil fans threw snowballs at Santa. This is what I mean. Each division has one team whose fan base I can't stand, but even as a Rams fan, I think NFC West fans in general are mostly sane. Well, to be honest, I'd give the Browns fans a pass to talk crap to everyone in their division except the Bengals. Do you take 5 minutes to say I'm not answering that question? What do you mean? When's a good time for fantasy draft? I mean, not doing it early in the year like I did. I already have a bunch of issues. I have a team that had Akers and Michael Thomas. Yeah, it's a mess. So don't do it in February or March or whatever. But I think a good time to draft a fantasy team is probably as close to the end of preseason as you can. That way you get all the injuries out of the way, and it's like you don't have to worry, you know? But I still disobey that all the time. Okay, let's see here. Delusional isn't our division. Cowboys fans act like junior varsity kids as far as football knowledge. Yeah, but I've met some smart Cowboys fans. So, like, again, I just don't generalize fan bases, really. It's funny as hell when old guys are fighting about a football game. As late as you can, but before week 3 is risky. Preseason, that is. I'll fight anyone who says TJ Watt should have been Defensive Player of the Year. I do take that personally. Amen, Jake. Fans watch, players play, enjoy the game, and cheer on your team. Exactly, Coach. Exactly. You know, sounds like you got some fight stories. Djax going for 1,000. I don't think so, but maybe you might be right on that. Djax has the most 50+ yard touchdowns in NFL history, so that would be one of his best arguments. 20 yards per catch, 20 yards total per game. Djax is not a Hall of Famer. Like what? I want him to catch, again, sorry, can't apparently read. I want him to catch 2 50+ yarders a game. I'm so excited that Djax is actually going to be a part of this offense and not just a decoy. And that's it. Let him sit the rest of the game. I think Jim Everett holds it. I don't know. Jack Snow and Roman Gabriel both should be in the Hall of Fame. Agreed. Gabriel needs a Hall of Fame campaign. He has one. Vinny, what is his name? He is such a Vinny Sheehan, I think his name is. I don't know. He's the guy that I've been talking to over the years, and he does a great job of advocating for, Roman Gabriel. He's the one that runs that Roman Gabriel Hall of Fame Twitter page. Let's see. Dang, that's super early. No specific fan base. It's mostly casual fans who I want to judo chop in the throat. Djax was giving Cowboys PTSD in that joint practice. Yeah, man. He's getting behind that defense pretty easily. Like, I know people were like, oh, is this a bad thing that Djax is getting behind the Rams secondary so easily? And then he did it to the Cowboys. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. All I know is I'm going to end up being wrong about him because I thought he was going to be more so a decoy, so to speak. How much you betting on the Rams winning it all preseason? I'm not betting money because I don't know. I don't really bet as much. By the way, just so you know, Downtown Rams is sponsored by BetUS. You can go to betus.com and you can type in Rams125 and get 125% bonus for all you bettors out there. On top of it, Underdog Fantasy, if you guys want to play Best Ball Fantasy, you can go over to you can go over to Underdog Fantasy, type in DTR at the beginning for your promo code. You'll get 25 free bonus cash on your first deposit of at least $10. Okay. How much? Okay, so in 2019, my family and I coincidentally were getting a little harassed by a random 49ers fan, and I was like, the hell were all you guys before? Yeah, I will say, not all 49ers fans, but I think they came out in droves when the 49ers went crazy, and they went to the Super Bowl that year, but I didn't see them as much before that, so I don't know. I mean, I can tell you right now, Coach, he's in my streams a lot, and I appreciate that, the 49ers fan. He is a legit 49ers fan. He knows his stuff. I don't look at him as fair weather, but I do know that there are some fair weather. But there's fair weather at every team. Let's be real here. There he is, Coach T. Bates. That's not a fair weather fan, I can tell you that much. Djax will kill it on the double move with his speed. I agree with you there. Personally, I think betting is stupid unless it's against the Cowboys fan because they think they're winning it all every year. Oh, poor Cowboys fans, man. That's brutal. Oh man, that's funny. So yeah, man, this is awesome. I love this. Let's see. My uncle just texted me asking me what's the name of the Star Wars movie that comes right before the original Star Wars Episode 4, and also who is the lead character in it, her real name, and the actress name or the character name. Okay, so that is Rogue One. And, why do I not remember? I know Galen Erso. Oh, it's Jyn Erso, right? It's Jyn Erso. Rogue One. I don't know the actress name, but I just got that text from my uncle, so the more you know. Did you see that picture comparing the 2018 49er Stadium attendance to the 2019 one? 2018 was basically deserted while 2019 was packed. Oh, Felicity Jones. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, cool. Speaking of which, okay, speaking of which, since I mentioned movies, I actually started the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. I've never watched it before. Not gonna lie, it's pretty damn good. I'm just saying. By series, I mean, you know, most of the movies. With horror movies, the rule of thumb is basically the majority of the series is good, but there are some movies that are horrible. Texas Chainsaw, I don't think, has a horrible movie. Well, the fourth one's pretty bad, but wow, that's corny. You guys have any more questions for me? Got 53 people in here. Actually, now 56. We got 25 likes. If you guys could please like this video, helps push it out, helps get more people in on the party. Would really appreciate that. Also, if you guys want to help out with my grandfather's fundraiser to help fight glioblastoma, you can donate in the description, or you can drop a super chat and I will match that donation to that. So she was just walking around with a Rams cap. Hit that like button, people. Yes, please. Isn't it all a reboot of just first one? For the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is it all a reboot? So the first one is its own thing. It's the original one. The second one is... It's weird because the second one is a sequel, and then the third one's not really part of the second one, kind of ignores that. And then the fourth one kind of ignores that. And then, like, down the line, you have Leatherface, which is the most recent 2017 film, which that is the prequel to the original 1974 film. And then you have... you have the remake, which the remake is just a remake of the first one, and then you have what's the other one I'm thinking of? The New Beginning, is that it? I don't know. A New Beginning? I'm trying to remember, but yeah, they're all kind of out of whack. It's a weird order. I watch them in like an anthology type of setting, basically. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw is a series. There's about 8 movies. No worries, Rob. If you can't donate, it's totally fine. If you could share it around though, that I'd really appreciate that if possible. And yes, I do have wallpapers as well. If anyone is interested, courtesy of Rob. I know it's too early to say, but do you see the Rams making a midseason trade for someone? I hope they make something happen at cornerback or outside linebacker, like the Dante Fowler trade. I think that's something we'll have to see. You know, if there's nobody at the nickel position that really stands out, you know, if David Long ends up being a huge bust, maybe I just think they might just slide Terrell Burgess in there to be the nickel, or you know they'll grab somebody. But yeah. Hey, Dabney, how we doing? Let's see. My thoughts on Serena leaving the team. Happy for her and her promotion. I'm curious to see who's going to replace her, but she's been with the Rams for a while. I was a big fan of Danny Kloppinger. I thought she did a great job. I thought Serena did a good job. Now I'm curious to see who's going to take over. Oh, yeah, that'd be crazy if you combine those. Would you cut Terrell Lewis for a Justin Lawler who's been turning heads? Oh, don't ask me these questions. It's so difficult. Damn. You know, I'm more likely to place Lewis on IR, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Man, it's tough. If I was in their position, to be honest, I'd be trying to get anything I can out of Lewis. If I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I know he's got the potential, man, but I'm just worried. He's taking up a roster spot, and you just can't guarantee he's going to be healthy. You can't even guarantee he's going to give you 5 games. So I am very concerned about Terrell Lewis. I will say that. And I'm not hating. I think, the guy obviously has talent, but, you'd be cutting Lawler, who apparently is playing well. You'd be cutting, potentially Chris Garrett. Maybe your 7th-round pick doesn't even make it because you have to keep Terrell Lewis. Or maybe you cut Dion or somebody like that. Maybe Tristan Jackson. Like, that's the problem. And that's why sometimes you just can't afford to keep these guys if they can't stay healthy. And sometimes it's better to just IR them. And I think the Rams have been known to do that in the past. If they knew that, like, look, we can't keep you, you're never healthy, they just stick them on IR. I mean, that happens. I just don't see it getting better. That's my issue. Would the Rams make a play at KJ Wright, and why is he even still available? KJ Wright, I think, is more based on KJ Wright. I think he's trying, he's playing himself. He's trying to get his money, and I don't think he's been able to find it, so he's waiting. I think it's smart because you're waiting for, God forbid an injury happens to a big-time player, and it does happen. Preseason's coming up. Don't be surprised if there is an injury and KJ Wright is sitting there waiting, and he's like, all right, now you have to pay me. You have to give me my money. I want $10 million, or I don't think he's going to be cheap. The Rams have a lot of depth at linebacker, and I think that's why that they haven't gone that route. Okay. So, yeah, Henry, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd cut Terrell Lewis. I might just stash him on IR if I had to move on from him. Sean West, what's up? Lakers winning it all. Nuggets, my dark horse. Yeah, I think the Lakers do end up winning it all. I think that they have the better team than the team that won the championship. I think that they have a great team. So, I mean, we'll see. That bench can shoot. They look really good. So, again, paper tigers. They got to play up to that, that size, that potential, but they look really good. Those teams together would be a cheat code. I agree. Got Jalen and Talib on the outside, Dante Sue, Floyd, Donald, Brockers on the D-line. Yeah, that would, if you fuse those two teams, yikes. 49ers fans are the most obnoxious talkers in our division for sure. Seattle fans are usually cool, and Cardinals fans are just disappointed every time. I don't know about that. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to generalize fan bases or anything like that, but I hear what you're saying. What do you think about the Jags wanting to trade that rookie DB? Well, we can talk about that. I think C.J. Henderson is an option. If the Rams aren't comfortable with their corners right now, I'm kicking the tires on C.J. Henderson. It wasn't long ago he was drafted 9th overall by the Jaguars. I'm not going to sit here and say he has no off-the-field issues, no concerns whatsoever, because there's stuff out there, right? But at the same time, Ronnie Harrison was a second-round safety that basically played 1 year and wanted out. Yannick Ngakoue, Dante Fowler, Jalen Ramsey. I'm not exactly about to trust the Jaguars front office right now. Especially not Trent Baalke. Are you kidding me? Everything that I heard with Trent Baalke in the 49ers, and he's the GM for the Jaguars. So, to me, I gotta give the guy the benefit of the doubt. And for people that, have been saying, well, he's mentally ill, okay. That's not a laughing matter. If he has, if he has depression or he has bipolar disorder, like, that's serious. But it's also not, like, you shouldn't be laughing at it. And also, let's not act like he's damaged and can never be fixed either. One thing I want to point out, do you remember not long ago, about a month or two ago, we were talking about Devin Bush. We were talking about the crazy stuff Devin Bush was tweeting. Do you guys remember that? Because I do. And all of a sudden, now no one is talking about Devin Bush. No one cares that he tweeted out a cat being, thrown down like 20 feet or whatever and hitting the ground and bleeding out and all that and laughing about it. No one cared about him coming at content creators and saying we're all bored. No one cares anymore. Do you know why? Because that's all off-season garbage. This happens. These guys get bored and they do stupid stuff like that. And then, by the way, when games come around, everyone forgets. Who's in the last day or two, who has even thought about Devin Bush and his Twitter antics? No one. So if we're actually still going to hold C.J. Henderson for what he tweeted, which isn't even as bad as what Devin Bush tweeted, man, I don't know. I mean, right now everyone's talking about Michael Thomas, but Michael Thomas isn't playing. That's the difference. If Michael Thomas was out there and, he wasn't already under fire and all of that, then yeah. But that's something to keep in mind, and that's the biggest thing people are saying. The biggest knock on C.J. Henderson is the Jaguars don't like the way he was tweeting, and they don't like his demeanor and that. I don't know if the Jaguars have won the benefit of the doubt. As a matter of fact, I don't think they have. They had a potential Super Bowl winning team in 2017, and then after that, they fell off a cliff. I don't know how you do that, but not ideal. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry, okay, so where are we at now? I feel like a good chunk of the roster has health issues. It seems that way. Good, thanks. Are the Rams going to scrimmage a team before the Sunday preseason game? I don't think so, Dabney. I know that the week after, I believe they're going to scrimmage the Raiders. So look out for that. I think that is what they're doing. That'll be in L.A. Or wherever they what the hell's the name of it? Irvine. So they'll be in Irvine for that. UC Irvine. Let's see. A Seahawks fan just told me Stafford will suck in the Rams because he's inaccurate and can't hit the broadside of a barn with a football. I think he's in for a rough year. Yeah, I'd say so. Do you think we will sit any inside linebackers in preseason or play everyone to see who starts? That's a wide open competition. There's not one dude that should be sitting. Not one. So I would be annoyed if they just anointed somebody as a starter. I think they really all need to get those reps for sure and really battle it out. See, that person is a crayon eater. You're so funny. The Lakers are a team you made in 2K 8 years ago. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Rob. I'm pretty sure I made that team 8 years ago because I love Westbrook and LeBron and Anthony Davis. Well, Cards fans about to go on strike because of Cliff. Yikes. Like you said, give up that second round for CJ. I don't see how you don't give up a second-round pick for CJ. I mean, he's so young. This is my biggest issue with trading for Stephon Gilmore. You have that big-time contract you're going to have to pay him. 1. 2, you're going to have to give up top-notch capital. And 3, he's older. But with CJ Henderson, it's like, oh, we just got a get out of jail free card with our whole cornerback position, because now we don't even have to worry if Darius Williams leaves next year. We have insurance with not just one guy in Robert Rochelle in the 4th round, but a first-round CJ Henderson that has about 3 years of control on his contract. And you do that for a second-round pick? Hell yeah. I'd absolutely do that. I mean, plus, you can afford that, by the way. In case you didn't know, you can afford CJ Henderson's contract. It's not hard. He could be acquired tomorrow, and the Rams would be able to fit that on their books pretty easily. It's not like Gilmore, where I don't know how the hell that they would be able to fit that. The Patriots would have to eat, like, all that money. Get rid of David Long for CJ. Ooh, CJ and the horns. You're saying we could get CJ for a second-round pick. Let's do it. I don't know for sure if the Jags would part with him for a second-rounder, but why would you talk down about him? Why would you let this stuff get out and then tell me, yeah, but we want a first-rounder in return? No. Now you're telling me there's risk involved? I'll go with the second-round pick. Thank you very much. So I do think he's worth a first talent-wise, potential-wise. He was my number 1 corner in that draft. But I do think he could go for a second. And right now I know the Saints are trying to get him. There's already been, talk about the Saints going out and trying to make a trade for him. The Saints have kind of been all over the place. They got my guy Brian Poole. They got a Muka Mara. They, with Lattimore, it's really uncertain with that whole legal issue with Lattimore. And since he's likely going to be suspended, they're going to need guys to pick up the pace there. And so it makes sense to go out and get, somebody like CJ Henderson. Let's see. Okay. Get Snead on the phone. Yeah. I think we go 14-3 this year. Would you be surprised if Jacob Harris and Matt Stafford become a lethal duo? I would not. I think the sky's the limit for Jacob Harris. It's just basically he's limited this year because of who's in front of him with Tyler Higbee and Johnny Munt. I do think Sean McVay is going to take things relatively slow with him. I know they got him going, but you have to keep in mind this is very important context here. In minicamp, he was the guy. Tyler Higbee was not on the field. He was not part of minicamp. So because of that, Jacob Harris got first-team reps, valuable first-team reps, but notice he's not getting them anymore now that Tyler Higbee's there, and now Johnny Munt has basically been the number 2 guy. So Jacob Harris is somebody I think they're going to ease into a little bit. They're going to focus on him, build him up as a special teamer, get the most out of him, and then I think Jacob Harris is going to flourish in the red zone. And then if somebody gets hurt, man, watch out, because if he gets the starting reps, he is going to be a problem to deal with. So that's something I would say in regards to Jacob Harris. David Long ain't bad depth. I think him, Dante Dion could step up big time if given the chance. You could be right. To me, David Long is not who I wanted in the draft, and I understand that sounds very picky and everything, but I haven't really been too impressed with his limited opportunities. Like, I've seen limited opportunities from guys that, showed out. And another thing, keep this in mind, David Long doesn't, and I'm not trying to hate on him, but let's just remind everyone, David Long got beat out by the UDFA from UAB, Darius Williams. Like, let's refresh everyone on that. Darius Williams beat out David Long. So in the 2019 final quarter of the season, when Darius Williams was the 2nd overall corner behind Jalen Ramsey per PFF, that was Darius Williams, not David Long. He had to come to a brand new team, and he had to learn the defense, and he surpassed a guy that was already on the roster there in David Long. He spent a whole offseason and still surpassed him, so keep that in mind before you really think about it. Darius Williams, he surpassed David Long. David Long has already been taken over by one guy. It wouldn't be shock if another UDFA like Kareem Orr ended up taking over that spot. I wouldn't say he's on the hot seat, but I would say he should watch it. He needs a big time season, I think, this year. I don't think This win now approach we keep hearing about, if you don't think the Rams would go out and replace him in 2 seconds if they don't see what they like in him, I don't know what to tell you. This is a Super Bowl team. David Long needs to play like he's on a Super Bowl team and starting on a Super Bowl team. So that's what I'll say in regards to David Long. Devin Bush was bugging on Twitter. Yes. What's up, Corey? How we doing? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining. Think it would be cool if we played a scrimmage game at the Coliseum. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Remember, cap space is a lie. RAP, Bryson Hopkins chance. I wouldn't say Bryson Hopkins is done. Like I said, they could be just going with the quiet approach, secret weapon, building him behind the scenes. Who knows? But, maybe I'm just being overly optimistic. It would be wild if Dion moves Long out of the way. Wouldn't be surprising, though. It's win now and win later approach. Yes. Well, my approach, and I think the Rams are doing it, is they want to be built to last. That's a big key here. Can I win 3 Super Bowls, or am I just going to go all in for 1? It's like the marshmallow thing. You guys ever do that when you were a little kid in school? They would say, you get like X amount of marshmallows, or you get 1 marshmallow, right? As a little kid. And it's like, you can either have the marshmallow now, or you can wait 30 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, and you could have 2 marshmallows. So you get a marshmallow if you wait 10 minutes. You get another one for not eating that one. But if you eat it, you don't get the second one. See, like, that's the value I'm talking about. So that is, to me, I don't really like marshmallow either, but you get my point. That, to me, is exactly the point of the Rams. I can go all out for this right now, this Super Bowl. I can throw caution in the wind. I can go out and I could get Stephon Gilmore. I can make these win now moves. I can sign KJ Wright and push one of the younger linebackers off the roster. I could go out and I can get Melvin Ingram. I can go out and I can get Justin Houston. Stunt these edge defenders' growth to go all in right now. Or I could get a few of those guys, like a Deshaun Jackson sprinkled in there, and just instead focus on the young guys, build out the roster through the draft, have your stars, so have it be a stars and, draft pick type of roster, hit on my picks later on, and then next year repeat the process and continue this thing going. That way the Rams may fall off at times. Like, they may fall. So say they win the Super Bowl, right? And then because they don't have, say, Darius Williams, now all of a sudden they have to replace Darius Williams. They replace him with Robert Rochelle, who's in his 2nd season next year. Robert Rochelle is a drop-off from Darius Williams because he's being thrown into the fire. Not a major drop-off, but enough of a drop-off where he costs them 2 games. So I had him at 15-2 this year. Then they go, 13-4. You keep that stability, but if you go all in on age and, experience and don't build out your youth, you go from, 15-2 to maybe you go 7-10. If you're ever wondering why this repeat cycle of all these teams that are at the top and then they slam down to the bottom, it's because of poor roster management. That's why. And sometimes you have a guy like, say, I don't know, Russell Wilson, who keeps you above water no matter how bad your roster is. Not everybody has that, though. So I like how the Rams are doing it. I like their draft picks. Tutu Atwell took me a little bit to get used to. I can definitely see his role on this team. I do think passing on Creed Humphrey and passing on Terrace Marshall could come back to bite them, but Atwell I think will be good with the Rams, so I'm not too worried about that. Passing on Baron Browning definitely upset me. Passing on Jabril Cox definitely upset me. Passing on Cameron McGrone. There are a lot of really good linebackers. That's what I would say with that. Jake Funk is the new Chase Reynolds. Jake, say you get 1,000, but you have to bet it on a receiver hitting 2,000 receiving yards this year. Who are you betting it on? Hitting 2,000? Let me go to my projections here because I have them all. 1 second. Okay, let's do this. I think I have Davante Adams. Total receiving yards. Actually, the league leader in receiving yards I have is Stephon Diggs. I have Davante Adams hitting 20 touchdowns. Call me crazy. He's in for a huge year. I'm telling you. Stephon Diggs, I have 1650. So I don't think I would ever put money on somebody hitting 2,000 receiving yards in the season. But if I was going to pick anybody, that connection between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen or Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, and the fact that there's not a number 2 guy there that's going to take a ton of targets away. This is why I would never, if I were to bet this, I would never go after Tyreek Hill. Because Tyreek Hill is great, but Tyreek Hill I have as at around 1,400 yards, same as like Kelsey. But if you really think about it, Tyreek Hill could go to another team and shred records. The problem is he shares all these targets. His target share is like almost split between him and Kelsey. So to me, if I was going to do that, like just think about this, like if Tyreek Hill was in Buffalo, Tyreek Hill would lead the league in receiving every single year. No doubt. There would not be any doubt about it. But having, one of the best tight ends in Kelsey, it makes it a little difficult, I would say. So, okay. Staff MVP 2021 Rams Super Bowl. That's what I'm thinking. Now I want marshmallows. Corey, I saw you in CG Ruthless Sports Show today, and I enjoyed it. Appreciate you, Corey. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm it means a lot that you're here, So I really do appreciate that. Welcome to the family. How long do you think McVay will coach for? That's gonna depend on if he gets burned out or not. We already know he can podcast because he's doing it with Peter Schrager and doing a nice job of it. So he might be interested in radio. He might be interested in. I think if anything, ESPN will throw X amount of dollars to try to get him as an announcer. I think he'll be like the next Gruden type of guy. So I think that's the Rams' biggest concern is him burning out and then just wanting to, be a broadcaster, which would feel so weird if he wasn't with the Rams anymore. Is Tampa Bay still our biggest threat? Yes. In the NFC, yes. I think the Green Bay Packers are up there. To me, it's a 3-team conference right now with the 49ers having an opportunity if they start Trey Lance and it works out. But those are my 3 teams. I don't think there's a true elite 4th unless the 49ers really pan out. I think they have an opportunity. As far as the rest of the league, the Chargers, I really find they're going to be hard to beat, especially with, not only what they have on offense and having, Justin Herbert and that offensive line, new and improved, adding Rashawn Slater and Corey Linsley. But talk about the fact they have Brandon Staley, who understands what the Rams do, knows them pretty well, and they know Staley pretty well, but that might that's going to be a fun game if they end up playing the Super Bowl like I believe they will. Okay, not kidding. Poor roster management is the case for a couple of squads. Hit the like button. Yes, please. Passing on Jabril Cox and Terrace Marshall hit me hard. Agreed. You bringing back some bad memories. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think I have to talk to Nolan anymore about Baron Browning and how badly I wanted Baron Browning in a Rams uniform, but yeah, that was a bummer. That was definitely a bummer. I just got a yawn, which I hate. How's everyone doing on this? Where are we? Monday night? Yeah, it's Monday, not Tuesday. I got one more day of work tomorrow, and then I'm going to Florida. Can't wait. Guys, I haven't been out of New York since January 2020 when I went to Mobile, Alabama to cover the Senior Bowl. January 2020. I used to have, like, every year I would go on an LA trip, and now this year is in jeopardy. I might go back-to-back years not going to LA. It's going to feel so weird. Favorite MLB team is the Yankees, and they're actually playing well. Well, for the most part. I don't know how they're doing right now. I should probably check that out. When I go live, I'm totally, like, oblivious to everything around me. Like, let's see. Yankees are up 1-0 in the top 7. Wow. They really are having a hard time scoring runs, though. Holy hell. Jameson Taillon pitched well, 3-hitter. Luke Voigt singled the left, scored Gallo. What the hell is Gallo? Yeah. All right. There we go. Oh, Coach, we like the same team. That's pretty cool. Why do you have the Rams beating the Chargers in the Super Bowl? Chargers sound like the better team on paper. I think the Rams have a better defense. I know Brandon Staley's defense is there, but it's going to be, he's establishing a whole new defense on top of running. This is a concern of mine with Brandon Staley and how it could backfire, because he was able to focus solely on the defense last year and build up the defense while not having to be a CEO, whereas this year he has to be a head coach and also install the defensive system. So that is something to keep in mind, and it's either going to, work wonders, or it's not going to work out as well in the first year. But I still think they play in the Super Bowl. And to be honest with you, I think the Rams have a better running game, and I think that could end up hurting the Chargers. I think the Chargers are pretty much on the same level. I don't know why so many people don't think that they're a playoff team. Like, I don't understand that, but I think Herbert keeps them in the game, and I just think I trust the veteran Matthew Stafford to make a little bit, a few more plays than Herbert. I trust Henderson, with the running game, and I think the Rams have better weapons, all around. Keenan Allen may be the best receiver out of those two teams. But after that, like Mike Williams, I really like, but he also can't stay healthy, and he's not as good as Woods or Kupp. Woods and Kupp, well, Kupp needs to stay healthy, of course, but Woods and Kupp are there. Then you have Van, and you have Deshaun, you have Tyler Higbee. So there's a lot of weapons. I think the Rams would win probably like 30-27 over the Chargers. It would be a close game. Snead is kind of eater for passing on Crayola eater for passing on Creed Humphrey. Miss them being where I live. Used to go to multiple times a season. I haven't been to a game since they moved. That's a bummer. Can the Yankees hold on? We're bottom 7. Kansas City. Okay, so Kansas City's up now. Oh, man. It gets to be that time where you just start yawning when you don't want to yawn. Gotta love it. Would you like to have Odell on the Rams? Hear me out. If you go back and watch the tape, he wasn't getting the ball forced to him. I went to watch tape, and he would be open so much stuff for the other, getting open for so much stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Odell Beckham. Obviously, he's one of my favorite players, but I think the biggest issue with him is the money. That contract is really hard to eat. Once he comes off that contract, he might be, worth taking a flyer on. Not necessarily for the Rams, but I mean, just in general. That Browns team has a lot of talent there. Kadarius Hodge had a really good training camp the other day. Actually, he's just having a good camp in general. They have Rashard Higgins, and of course they have Donovan Peoples-Jones, a 6th-round pick out of Michigan. They have a lot of good talent there. Brett Coleman's great. Brett Coleman did a fantastic video. When I first found him, he did a fantastic video on the St. Louis Rams 2015 offense, using Tavon Austin's jet motion to throw off linebackers and get them a second of hesitation to open up the run for Todd Gurley. And then when teams started to bite and assume Todd Gurley was getting the rock, they would then switch it, to have Tavon Austin taking the jet motion, and instead of it being a jet motion, it'd be a jet sweep, and then he'd have a ton of real estate because everybody was already crashing, assuming Todd Gurley was going to get the ball. So I love the way Brett Coleman breaks stuff down, as well as Alex Rollins. Those are the two best film guys on here. I would also say, if you haven't already, check out my guy Matt Waldman. He's a great dude. I met him at the Senior Bowl. Does a bunch of great videos, rookie scouting portfolio, explains, little nuances to scouting and certain things he looks at. He's teaching me about the rocker step. He was talking about Cedric Wilson at the Senior Bowl, a few years back. Things along those nature, just things that maybe I wouldn't have noticed in the past that now I look for because of what he talked about. I mean, when I bring up ankle flexion and, rocker step and, weight transfer and things like that, that's all stuff that I have, learned because I don't know everything. I learn every day. If you're not learning every day, then you're not really trying. And Matt Waldman really does a nice job of breaking that all down. Yeah, Jackson Kruger's another one. I cannot break down film the way those guys can. And I've said that. I've been very open with that. What you get is somebody that understands personnel as far as players. I understand players very well, statistics, things like that. When you get into analytics, I'm a little off on that. But when you get into, X's and O's, I didn't play the game, so it's really hard for me. I've tried to get better over the years, and to be honest with you, I feel like I've gotten better. Obviously, I feel like I get better every year, and, every day I feel like I get, a little bit better. But I'm not on the level of Alex Rollins or those guys, and that's why those guys were always, in my opinion, they will always have my respect, but they will always be welcome on my show because they can offer something that I don't. And I'm not shy, in admitting that. I'm not an X's and O's guy. I try my best to understand different concepts and things like that, flood concepts, cover 3, cover 4, all sorts of stuff like that. But I am not the best with X's and O's. That is not my strongest suit. But I think a lot of people know that, and it's not like I'm trying to fake it until I make it, and I'll explain to you other things that I know about. So that's how I would take that. I mean, but those guys just do an incredible job. And I think the biggest thing, if you're going to have a YouTube channel where you break down film, you have to be somebody who's watching the film, and you have to talk to your audience, especially if you're going to be a faceless channel. It's like a podcast. So you need to realize that right now your face isn't showing to the audience. So you really have to step up and give them audio that they want to hear. And so for that reason, I'll say that's what Brett Coleman does extremely well. Alex Rollins does extremely well. They break stuff down in a way that anybody can understand it. And I'm not just saying people are stupid. I'm saying this stuff gets really complicated, and it's really hard to follow everything. But they do such a great job of breaking it down. And, it's done in a way where it can be explained, digested, processed, and all of that. So if you're doing it like that, you're doing it the right way. If you don't do it like that, then, I don't think you're doing a bad job, but don't expect people to follow you as much as Brett Coleman and Alex Rollins and Kruger, Nah, you're being harsh on yourself, Jake. Your videos, you break down actual tape, are some of your better ones, IMO. I appreciate that, Will. Yeah, I break down as much as I can. I try. I go more play-by-play. That's always been me, dude, I'll be honest with you. When I was little, I would never play a sports video game, and just sit there and have a blast. I would turn off my TV volume, and I would announce the game while I was playing it. That was always me. I always wanted to be a play-by-play announcer with color, the ability to have color personality. And that's not obviously where my path lies, or maybe it is. I don't know, but it's not really what I'm interested in right now. I'm focusing on my YouTube, of course, and but I will say that I have had that experience. And if you guys were following me a while back with Downtown Rams, I used to do play-by-play for the preseason games. Not I wasn't sanctioned to do it. I did it on my own. So I did a live feed, and I would just play-by-play the preseason games. I thought that was fun. It was like our watch parties, but it was a podcast, and I hadn't really done much of those. Like the 2-2 and Ernest video. Would you rather have Brian Allen be our next great center or David Long turn into a lockdown corner? David Long, because that's my one big concern with the Rams. If he became a lockdown corner, you're not beating the Rams. I think Brett used to write for Sports Network or Analyze. I don't remember. Yeah, Brett used to write for the Texans SB Nation. And then he got a job, I think, with the NFL. And then the NFL weren't allowing him to do certain things. So then he quit his job, I think. And I think he did the NFL film breakdown like for his full-time job. And I don't blame him. I'll tell you right now, if my full-time job said you can't stream to your audience anymore, you can't make videos about the Rams, I'd be like, all right, peace. So I can't blame him there. It's so hot in here, man. Let's see if I can move this. Oh, that's better. Man. Except now it's... Why is it... Bruh. It's like blurry now. The hell? I'll fix it. Oh, that didn't help. Oh no, I ruined everything. The focus cancels off. What gives? So annoying. All right, there we go. Jesus. Not fun, man, when your camera starts acting up like that. Hell yeah. I love Muse. I've seen them. They're great. Can't wait for their next record. All right, let's see what we got. Agree because I think corner number 3 is the Rams' only issue. Agree. Have a wonderful night, Jake, and his viewers. Thank you, Corey. Hope to see you soon. Mike Romero. Hi, Jake. Do you think that McVay took Atwell because they missed out on Eskridge? Potentially, but I don't know if I entirely agree that was the case. I know that was the rumor. I don't know if they would do that. Day going good. Love to hear it, Rams House. Any Rams games will we catch you at this year? You can catch me at the Rams-Giants game if you are in the area. Come say hi. I think I'll be wearing my white Stafford jersey. No. I think I'm getting a mix up. I think I got a white DH Gate Jacob Harris jersey. So I'll be wearing that probably. They drafted a Jake and a Jacob in this draft. I just would like to point that out. How much do you pay for Game Pass, a month or annually? So, little weird. I use Euro Game Pass. So, I pay $190 a year. And the Euro Game Pass I use with a VPN. It allows me to watch all the games by connecting to a VPN, whether it be UK or... any of that. So I shouldn't talk about it on here. Otherwise, the NFL overlords are probably not very happy about it, but that's a way to watch all the games. Paul M. 30 Calais was the most impressive on punt returns today at Rams practice. Love to hear it. Thank you, CG. Appreciate you. Yeah, CG, by the way, you've had, like, I think 3 people from your channel have come over and have been a part of this live stream, so pretty dope. I love to see that, and I appreciate it. Ernest Jones better than Clay Johnston? Oh, absolutely. Nolan, you like Muse too? Man, what don't you like? You like all the good stuff. Going to Rams Cardinals. Love to hear it. So what else are we talking about, folks? You run the show, not me. I just narrate. I'd love to go to the Texans Rams game, but probably won't because of school and no one could take me. Oh, that's a bummer. I totally failed on that throw. Try using rideshare. Try using Uber. If, you know, all that is, you know, if that's a big issue, try using Uber. So hyped to go to Rams Bears opening night. That's going to be fun. What got you into working out? Man, you know, I was tired of being so skinny and always being told that I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't hurt a fly or whatever. And then one day I just snapped and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get big. And I did that. And then afterwards, like, build up like a 6-pack and look nice and everything, and then let myself go. And then I was actually 195 pounds at 5'8", December, and then I lost a bunch of weight, and now I'm 160, which I feel great at. So that's pretty much. I've gone back and forth on it. Been doing a lot of, you know, in-home workouts. Been using a lot of bands. Been using, you know, obviously I have my dumbbells. What the hell is it called? The adjustable dumbbells, by the way, are like a cheat code, and the pull-up bars are a cheat code, because what you can do with pull-up bars is you can basically do ab workouts and you can focus on everything. You can literally hit on everything, except for your legs for the most part. So yeah, that's how I got into it, and that's what I'm doing right now. Which cornerback do you think has the most interceptions on our roster? I'd probably say Darius Williams by default. I think they'll throw at him the most. Well, they'll throw at whoever is the nickel at the most, but Darius Williams, I think Darius Williams is the best bet there. Cooper Kupp and Deshaun Jackson have been really impressive at all practices I've attended. Love to hear that. Just tuned in. Did you hear about Terrell Lewis knee acting up? I did. The Rams are going to be in a weird situation where they might have to IR him, man. I don't know if they can. I mean, you know, the NFL could also expand the freaking rosters. I don't know why 53 roster spots makes any sense during, you know, during COVID, but whatever. So stupid. They were going to expand it to like 55 2 years ago or whatever. I don't know when they're going to do that. When I was talking to Leroy Irvin on my podcast, like he said, I don't know why they don't just do 65. I mean, you know, and then on top of that, you have 53-man roster and you can't even suit everyone up. It's so stupid. Like, who thought of that? That's so dumb. Yeah, you know, we have a 53-man roster, but you guys actually can't dress and put on pads or a uniform because the rule states that you can only have 5 guys that can't dress. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. Like, I don't know who could have thought of how, like, that is just so dumb. I'm sorry. That just pisses me off. It kind of felt like the Cowboys ran through the Rams on Saturday, don't you think? I don't know. I mean, I didn't really see enough of it. I think we saw a very Cowboy-centric broadcast, and so it did look that way, you know, time to time, and they panned away from other instances. So, I mean, maybe, but I'm not too worried about it. If y'all could have any Rams legend be in their primes, who would it be? And they have to be retired with us. For me, I would take Aeneas Williams. Falk is a close second. Well, It feels weird not answering this with Kurt Warner or somebody like that. Oh, well, you said retired, so they have to retire a Ram? I mean, that rules out Roman Gabriel because he retired an Eagle. Yeah, I'd probably say Deacon Jones, to be honest with you. Just throw him at edge. The shaky cam stream. Why is cap space a thing in the NFL? Some of these owners are dripping in cash, if that's why. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm going to steal yours, Alpine Apples. Deacon makes a lot of sense. Either that or Kevin Green. But he didn't retire a Ram. He retired a Steeler. Well, I don't even think Deacon retired a Ram. I don't know. Oh, man. We're still kicking on here. Be sure, if you guys haven't already, to subscribe, like, comment, and oh, by the way, if you want to follow me away from the streams, away from YouTube, I am on Twitter way too much. You can find me at JKBogan on Twitter. Thank you so much, Coach. You take care. You be safe. We'll talk soon. Kurt didn't retire a Ram. He retired a Cardinal. Well, I don't know if he did a ceremonial retire, but, you know. Jack Youngblood retired a Ram, yeah. That could be, yeah, I'd probably go with Jack. What else we got? Like I said, you guys run the show. I just narrate. Kurt is a traitor. Yeah, I don't know. Rams 5-12 this year? What? They wouldn't even go 5-12 if Bryce Perkins was under center or Devlin Hodges. Ram player had the best nickname. I mean, they freaking called Leroy Irvin the Iceman. Come on now. That's the best nickname. You too, man. Take care, all pineapples. Appreciate you. What injuries, though, man? I mean, Cam Akers sucks, but it's, you know, they're still a very good football team. They're a Super Bowl contender. Oof. If you could pick between Ray Lewis or Darrelle Revis in their prime, who would you pick? Huh. Probably Revis. Revis will shut down an entire side of the field like Ramsey. Lewis can do a lot. I'd still go Revis. But that's tough. Yeah, Crazy Legs Hirsch. I mean, that's one of my all-time favorite Rams, so, you know. It's getting to be that time. We're winding down here. Nolan, have you seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I feel like you have. I feel like you're a horror buff. Ooh, the Reverend. That's a cool one. Not gonna lie, Greg Zerline's Legatron might be the best. If you're being like, if we're being honest, Legatron is so cool. Oh man, dude, you gotta check it out. 1974 film is on point. I might do a video ranking them. What would my nickname? God, I don't know. I mean, what was the nickname that I was called? Jim Everett called me Hot Take Jake. So I'd say, because Jim Everett calls me Hot Take Jake, so I'd probably say that. Legatron is fire. Been through the ups and the downs with this team. The bench and depth sucks once players start getting injured 5 and 12. Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you more, but, you know. I respect your opinion. I disagree. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. I think it's overblown, honestly, with the bench and depth. I mean, I think their depth is great, to be honest with you, and their bench is very good. So, yeah. Well, I don't know about no injuries, but also keep in mind that they couldn't beat 12 and 4 if there's another game. Mm, 12 and 5. What content do you want to see on the channel next, guys? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm waiting for the official depth charts to come, unofficial depth charts to come out, and then I'll do a video previewing the preseason. So I'll do a video previewing the Rams and Chargers. It'll be your preseason guide. You can share around and all that. That's what I'm planning next. We'll see if I can get that out. I have to get it out tomorrow, otherwise it's not going to get out because, you know, Florida. Although I will say I'm bringing the Mac Mini. I'm not going to bring the laptop. Mainly because it's slow as hell. I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to bring the Mac Mini and I'm going to bring my portable monitor. That's interesting. Reaction videos just don't, I don't know. I don't find the fun in them for me personally. Man, I wish I could create something as cool as what James A. Janice on the Dead Meat does with the kill count. So all the horror movies, he counts up all the kills in them. I wish there was something I could do similar to that, like with football, but there's just nothing I can think of. That would be interesting. She'd probably win. I don't think I'm that great at Madden. Speaking of which, the week I get back, so I will get back on Monday next week from Florida. The week I get back, I will... Is it Wednesday or Thursday? So next Wednesday or Thursday, I believe, is when Madden drops for me. So the early access, I think, is Wednesday. Oh, God, the sack count. Jeez. Yeah, right. Do you guys want to see more MCU and horror content? I just realized I also have to come out with a video on Wednesday because I'm covering What If. So... Hey, Substance, how we doing? You want a film breakdown? You know, I almost put together a film breakdown on Kareem Orr, but it's so much work, and I really don't want to get demonetized. And it's not like I get demonetized forever. They just take my money. But I am so petty at this point. Well, it's not petty. I put in the work. It takes about 20 hours. I just don't want anybody getting my money. You know, if I put in 20 hours and you guys are trying to support my channel and then all that money goes to a big company that doesn't need it, whereas I'm just trying to make a living. Obviously, I have a full-time job, but I'm trying to make this my full-time job. It just is so deflating, you know? It's why, in reality, I really should... Like, I think during the season, I'm really going to push my my membership plan, my premium membership. And we'll see what we can do with that. You know, it's one of those things, like, if you want to keep seeing film breakdowns, it's not that I want to put it behind a paywall, but it just takes so much out of my day. It takes so much effort, and then just to get, like, demonetized, it just pisses me off, man. We've talked about that before. Maybe make film breakdowns a YouTube member exclusive that gets posted in the Discord. I got a feeling What If's going to end up being my favorite Disney Plus series. Good chance. Do you think McVay is still a good head coach? Yes, of course. Biggest takeaways from training camp and player expectations for preseason video. So biggest takeaways from training camp and player expectations for preseason video. Interesting. I think I already did both of those, but I did one in the live stream and the other one I did so long ago because I was talking about who I think would break out in preseason. I don't know. You guys tell me. What would you want? Would you guys want premium content? Would you guys want, like, uncut videos? Like, I'm just trying to get, you know... Basically, would you be interested in it? Because obviously I'm trying to make, you know, I'm trying to make this my full-time job, but when your revenue gets taken by the powers that be, yeah, right? I'm going to say 8-9 or 9-8 for the Lions. Which I think is a good year for them. Good first year for Dan Campbell. Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I don't know. I don't like stealing anyone's ideas, of course. I also don't... Like, when I don't make videos, it's because I don't want to make, like, dog water videos. You know what I mean? I'm I'm not trying to make a video that you just like. Okay, so perfect example. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but I mean he does absolutely spread false information. If you guys follow Mike Zero on YouTube, for Star Wars, like he posts all this like stuff that's just like, and you can check his channel, man. Like he's constantly coming out with this random stuff that it's not even close to happening. He's creating fake content, so to speak, and just using key phrases and words and making it 10 minutes so he makes some money off it. But it's unfortunate because it totally is bamboozling his audience, so to speak. But my point is, it's not fake news. I'm not about to make a video that you just heard last week. Like that is what I've had a hard time recently trying to figure out, because I went to make a video earlier today and then I realized I scrapped it because I was like, oh my God, this is like the same video I made last week. And then I know there's some people that'd be like, there's money, and they'll never notice. But for me, I care about that. Yeah, exactly, Nolan. I'm a quality over quantity guy. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So yeah, I mean, and you guys know, I like making videos that even don't really do well views-wise. They probably hurt my algorithm. They probably push my, channel down. But I still love doing them. Videos like the horror, the Nightmare on Elm Street video, which, by the way, got copyright claimed. Did I tell you that? For trailers? We're copyright claiming trailers? Trailers of a movie that came out, a bunch of movies that came out in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we're copywriting those trailers now, even though the only way people are going to watch that stuff, like, that would only help you. Like, who is... I just frustrated myself even bringing that up. I don't know if I told you guys that. Yeah, my not Friday the 13th, my Nightmare on Elm Street video ranking the Nightmare on Elm Street series, that got copyright claimed because I used trailer footage. Like, trailer footage from, like, the freaking 80s. Bruh, come on. And this is why, people are using, what the hell's that? I totally forgot the name of it. Patreon. They're using YouTube memberships. The irony. But yeah, I mean, we have 12 members. We had 13. I think one dropped, but we have 12. We have 12 YouTube Platinum members, and really, I'm just trying to figure out how to best please them. Badges are obviously there, custom emojis, things like that, but I'm trying to find a way to please members. I'm trying to get more members because it's $4.99 a month. I wonder if I lowered the price, if that would help or if that would hurt. I can't really figure it out. That's why I always ask you guys this, because I can be honest with you guys. I can tell you what I'm thinking, and then you guys can give me feedback. I'm like, yeah, I would definitely do a $2.99 or $4.99 membership. Or, no, I'm not really interested. And to be honest with you, it's no skin off my back either way. I mean, obviously it helps if you sign up, and it's great. But, like, if you don't, I mean, you're still helping me and supporting the channel by being here. So it's just, it's me trying to figure out how to make it, I mean, the goal is 20,000 subs at the end of the year. The goal is also to do this full time. So I'm always trying to figure out ways without gypping people, too. I'm not about to, I'm not about to overdo that, but yeah, so far the channel plans this week, I think I'm going to record it tomorrow. You'll have a preview on the Rams and Chargers preseason game, so look out for that. And we're going to have a what if video covering what if. That'll be out on Wednesday. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to miss my flight for the video, but you get my point. Yeah, I feel that, Scott. I mean, it's hard, It's like, it's honestly kind of annoying, too, because I tried to do Yeah, exactly. Mike Zero videos are entire clickbait. It's pretty bad. Yeah, you know, I'm always trying to figure out ways to monetize, because if I'm getting demonetized for a bunch of my videos, then it kind of hurts the quality, because now all of a sudden I don't want to put out. It takes a lot of time to put together that raw footage, right? Like to put together like film clips and things like that, and to break them up and make it, you know, cohesive and have a video out of it. And to do all that, to spend 10 hours doing all of that, cut up clips and all that, only for them to take that all down, it's just really demoralizing. And it's why a lot of my videos don't have any of that type of content in it, because it's like I'm just tired of putting in all that, you know, all that real estate and everything, and then boom, you know. It's not anywhere near as bad as, like, I don't know if you guys, I know some of you do, but if you don't follow Dead Meat, definitely go follow Dead Meat if you're a horror movie fan. He just got his video put back up on the air, or put back up live. Train to Busan kill count. He did a kill count, and Train to Busan, whoever owns that, did a copyright strike. Not a claim, but literally strike. So it took it off. And I've never gotten copyright strike before, thank God, because you get 3 of those, and YouTube kicks you off the platform entirely. So, I mean, I would lose 6,000 subscribers and cry myself to sleep. But, you know, James got a copyright strike. No warning whatsoever. They took it down. He got his lawyers involved, whatever. And then eventually the strike got taken away, and it was copyright claim. And now the video is actually up. He has about 2 million views on that video. So just think about the revenue that was lost because they took it off YouTube. And it's so scummy, because it's like, bro, all I'm doing is bringing attention to your video. You know, if you really think about it, who's going to watch Train to Busan all of a sudden? I can tell you right now, people are going to start to watch that when they see it, you know, pop up. So, hey, appreciate that. Thank you, Jericho. And you too. So, I wish, I wonder if there's a way. Can we do a poll in here? Do they have poll capabilities on YouTube? I don't think so, but I'm going to check and see if they do. I can do... Oh. They do have a poll. Ooh. I didn't know that. Man, fair warning, I'm probably going to annoy you now. I'm going to do polls every single... We're going to get involved here, and that's the thing. Okay, so let's just start off, because I have to ask one question here. All right, that's the first one. Answer honestly. Don't care if you say no. I'm not offended. All that. I am offended if they're not going to show me my poll. What gives? Oh, there we go. Okay. Should the Rams go for a cornerback? This poll is not working out very well. Oh, okay, now I can see it. I guess it depends. Ooh, we got some yeses. Although it's probably people that already have signed up. Hey, I appreciate the honesty, guys. Honestly. I only pay for I only do a Patreon for dead meat. Well, I think I have one for Rollins too. Not Rollins. I don't think he has one. What's his name? I forget his name. We were just talking about him earlier. Do you think the Rams will make an attempt for CJ Henderson? No, but I want them to. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I already have it available. I'm just, I'm asking because I'm curious to know. I'm just chilling with you guys at this point. Also, please drop recommendations if you are part of the platinum membership program, or if you're not, drop suggestions on what you think I should do to increase the value of said subscription. Also, any other questions you have before I wrap this up? Anything, guys? You guys ready to call it a night? It's weird. We had 37 people in here, so it's like I don't want to leave, but, I am getting tired. I think Dion steps up this year. No need to look. What's the most you'd offer for CJ? Second and David Long. I am tired, man. It hits me hard. Like, I can go for a while, and then all of a sudden, I just look like I got hit by a rock. You should do a ranking of top 10 touchdown passes in Rams history. Interesting. At least you don't have insomnia. I thought Tristan and JJ were looking good at that Cowboys practice. Top 10 special teams players in Rams history. Oh, God. Good question. I mean, okay, so I don't even know how I'm going to answer this. So I'd say Iceman obviously is up there. All right, let's try and answer this, right? We got Tony Horn, we got Harold Jackson, we got, of course, Iceman, Leroy Irvin, Pharaoh Cooper. Say what you will, but definitely Pharaoh Cooper. Terrence Wilkins. Azakim. God, I already lost how many that is. I think it's 5 or 6. I'm assuming returners when you mean special teams, because I can't really think of, you know, I guess you could say James Hodgins, you could say Chris Massey, you could say Jake McQuaid, Robert Holcomb. I don't know, man, that's tough. For those of you that are saying yes, by the way, on that poll, there is the link. You can become a platinum member by hitting that link. It's $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. And just keep me posted on what you want to see on there. And I will continue to support that and you know, make it better. But like I said, we have 12 people on there. It does help the channel, just like you guys viewing it, so don't feel like you have to. But if you do love my channel and you want extra perks. And I'm considering doing a podcast as well, so I honestly wonder if I should do that or if I should just stick to video only. That's another thing. What's your take on Megatron dissing the Lions organization? Makes sense. I think the Lions organization deserves some dissing the way they treated him and the way they treated Barry Sanders, to be honest with you. Not the current one, but, you know. Last question. Let's see here. Jake, I'd love if you could get the Pro Football Hall of Fame bust guy on a podcast. I don't know if you saw me tag you in the Discord about that. Oh, man, the Discord's been so lit. Love it, by the way. I haven't been able to see that, but that would be interesting, and I would definitely be interested in talking with him. That would be pretty cool. Good. Definitely a good suggestion there. Megatron has all the right to drag Detroit. Totally agree. Yeah, Barry Sanders and Megatron didn't deserve to be treated like that. Absolutely not. Anything else before I head out of here? Any suggestions? Anything? How can I make the channel better? How can I make it better for you? How can I make the experience better? I sent a video in the Discord and it shows... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, join that Discord. Discord link is right there, so you can join that. Oh, man. You should do a stock up and stock down on players and teams. Ooh, a stock report. That's a good idea, Dabney. Ugh. Dabney, have you joined the Discord? 278 members. Fantasy content in high demand. The problem is my NFL content doesn't do as well as I want it to on here. Yeah, just hit the Discord link above. I put it in the chat. That'll get you right to it. Jake, what's up? Hell yeah, Dabney just joined. That's true. Pretty much daily. Oh, man. Does anyone have any suggestions on how I can make the channel better? I'm open to anything. Oh, wow. It's that late. Damn. Did 2 shows today. I think Ramsey's the best corner in football. And I think he's going to have another really good season. Trending line graphic. Okay. Normally I have a ticker with all the stuff I want on there, but I really have been pushing for donations for my grandfather. So top 10 quarterbacks. Off the top of my head, this probably isn't going to go in the order I originally had it, but okay, so 1 is Patrick Mahomes, 2 is Aaron Rodgers, 3 is Lamar Jackson, 4 is Russell Wilson, 5, who the hell is 5? Stafford 6, who the hell is 5? Oh, Deshaun Watson. Stafford is 6, 7 is Josh Allen, 8 is Dak Prescott, 9 is Tom Brady, 10 is Justin Herbert. Holy hell, I actually remembered. Pretty crazy. Oh, God, I cannot think of linebackers off the top of my head. Yeah, series, the problem is my consistency with the series, because the thing is, I get so down on the numbers, not with the Rams stuff. The Rams did well. I had at least 1,000 views on all the Rams videos, and some I got into the 4,000 range. But it was such a slap in the face when I was doing those, like, they were taking long time for the top 100, and I just wasn't getting them. So I want to get back to that, and I want to do the team series. But, like, when you're only getting 50 views on a video you put 20 hours into, or whatever you put into, it is demoralizing. And I know I sound like I'm complaining and all of that, but you have to be, logical. You have to think logically. That's really what it comes down to. So have them across the left, top to bottom scroll. Get rid of the chat scroll. Oh, I like the chat scroll. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, like... That could do something. Yeah, it's tough with this time because it's like, while there is content, it's only stuff that I'm hearing from... I don't know. Only I am hearing from camp. I'm not there. I hate that. You know what I mean? That's why I know other people will do videos like that. They'll take articles and they'll make a video out of it. I can't do it because it's not my work. I'm super hard on myself about that. I'm not about to make a video of someone else's work. If that makes sense. That's why the training camp content isn't as much as I want it to be, because a lot of it is Jordan Rodriguez reports. And while I want to give her credit, of course, because she's fantastic, it's also like I don't want to just, you know, make videos about Jordan Rodriguez reports. I'm not there, you know? So that's why I made this stream. I talked about what she was reporting, but then I added my own spin on it. Just like yesterday, I actually saw, I had a chance to watch the practice on the, you know, Cowboys centric telecast, and that's what I did. But, you know, I'm not trying to rip off anybody. I don't even know what fight, man. If you're talking about Donald and Connor Williams, I just really don't think it was that big of a deal. It was a football fight in, you know, early August. Yeah. Well, they all have to stay healthy, and I'm excited to see them too if they can stay healthy. Lewis, I'm terrified of right now. It is overblown. Young and Pollard. We're still talking about the Young and Pollard fight? I mean, it was just basically Kenny Young pushed him, and like that was he punched him, and that was really it. Like he ran away, and it was like wasn't even like a huge deal. I am one of the top Rams influencers. I'm messing. I mean, I do think I belong up there. You can be humble, but you can also understand your place. I do think I belong up there with the top Rams influencers for sure. But I wouldn't say I'm the #1 Rams influencer, if that makes sense. It's more like game recognized game, you know? No, I think Young was punching him, but regardless, I mean, Sean McVay didn't really care that much. He wasn't that worried about it. Wasn't holding it against Young, so I'm not really too worried about it either. It never happens in the regular season. They don't get into stupid stuff like that. You know, maybe Donald, but it is weird for someone that's clearly better than everyone else. Donald sure does have a short fuse. Ooh, I see you, AZZA, with another badge. Is that the neon one? Nice. Influencers that are not necessarily in your exact genre, like you could pull in a cheerleader. True. That is true. I'm still rolling with Ernest Jones and Traven Howard, but right now I think it's Kaiser and Reeder or Kaiser and Young, from what I've been seeing. Oh God, Nolan, you didn't mix Slay. He could. I'm not going to say he will, but he definitely could with 17 games. The record is 22 or 22 and a half? I think it's 22. Michael Strahan. The unofficial record's 26. It's tied with former Ram Coy Bacon and former Ram Deacon Jones. Dabney, appreciate you. Thank you so much. In honor of you, let's talk a little Colts ball. Ask me some Colts questions. I will answer them. I like that you like the Colts because I think they're a very easy team to not have any issue with and root for. He did. He did. He absolutely did. With the O-line is depleted for the first 3 games, Nelson Kelly and left tackle. Can Eason hold up and keep the game close for the defense to win? Great question. So, who do you play to start off the season? Problem is, you play the Rams early on. I don't really like the matchup for the Colts, to be honest with you. Plus, the Colts are getting outscored by the Rams pretty badly over the last 2 games they've played. So starting off the season, we got the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Titans. That is a brutal 3-game stretch. We are going to find and we are going to see Jacob Eason grow up very quickly, or he's going to fail under the pressure. Here's what I think. Okay, so you have Eric Fisher, who's on the PUP list. I don't know if he'll be back for week 1. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Sam Tevy is bad, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm terrified of Sam Tevy as left tackle. Chris Reed right now would be your left guard, battling Will Holden to take over the left guard position with Quentin Nelson on the pine. And then, Ryan Kelly with that. You have Joey Hunt and you have Jake Eldrenkamp, former Ram there. Mark Lewinsky is there. And then at right tackle, you have Braden Smith, who you recently signed. Or you recently, extended. So, I mean, you have two good offensive linemen there in Glowinski and Smith. I think Smith has a chance to be great. But the issue here is, like you said, Kelly, Quentin Nelson, and Eric Fisher all 3 are out. So Sam Tevy is going to be very, very bad. That is not a guy that I want to start at left tackle for my young 4th-round quarterback last year in Jake Eason. But I do think Jacob Eason is going to have some weapons where he could take advantage of a defense trying to blow him up. And by that, I mean, let's talk about Nyheim Hines and what he can do. This is somebody I project him to have around 50 to 55 receptions this season. Not only that, Jonathan Taylor can, catch out of the backfield. You have Marlon Mack, Jordan Wilkins. So I think, that's going to be a big thing for Eason, finding the security blanket, safety net. That is going to be huge for him. When you have everybody coming at you, say if they try, cover zero and they just try to send the house and take down Eason, that can go very wrong because you can, absolutely kill them with a screen and Naeem Hines. And you know what he can do after the catch. So I think that's going to help for sure. On top of that, Jonathan Taylor. You talk about another guy that can honestly make plays after the catch, but he's going to have a very good season. He's going to go over 1,000 yards, I think, pretty easily. Marlon Mack coming off a torn Achilles. I don't love it, but I also think he's going to have around 70 touches this season. They'll get him involved a little bit. So Eason has a good running back stable. He has an offensive line that has some issues there. Personally, I'd really try to go out and get a tackle if you can. I think it is worth it because we don't know when Eric Fisher will be back and Sam Tevy is that bad. But you could also try, it's not the best, but you could try Julian Davenport or, somebody like that. I don't think necessarily Chris Ballard is going to sit there during cut day and not go after somebody that's already been cut. So I do think that's something to keep in mind. They could, grab a left tackle, somebody that's cut them maybe unexpectedly. And then, you have the wide receivers. Paris Campbell is somebody that's shown promise, but he got hurt. Then you have, Michael Pittman Jr., who I expect to be the go-to guy in this offense as far as receiving goes. And then T.Y. Hilton, of course, the veteran, that's going to add that veteran presence. You have guys like Tyler Vaughns, Ashton Doolin, Desmond Patton, Mike Strahan, who we've talked about, as well as Zach Pascal. Zach Pascal is just not going away. He continues to play at a high level. He's having a good camp. I think he's somebody that could definitely end up having something there. So I don't think those weapons are bad by any stretch. And if Mike Strahan, comes on strong, that could be an issue for people. So I think he's got some weapons. The offensive line could be better, sure. But then you look at the defense and, right through the board, you have Tyquan Lewis, you have Kamoko Torre, who's having a really good camp. Big fan of his. Dio Odenigbo is on the non-football injury list, so don't expect him to really do much early on. But you have DeForest Buckner, you have Grover Stewart, you have Kwity Paye, first-round pick this year, Bobby Okereke, Zaire Franklin, Darius Leonard. So you have to feel good about those guys. Not to mention you have Rocky Sin, you have Kenny Moore, who's one of the best nickel corners in all of football, maybe the best. You have Xavier Rhodes, Andre Chichir, and Nick Nelson. And then furthermore, you have in the back end, the safeties. You have Kari Willis, fourth-round pick in 2019 from Michigan State. And then on top of that, you have Julian Blackman, who really came on strong last year, also a third-round pick like Terrell Burgess with the Rams out of Utah. So you have to feel good about the secondary there. There's a lot to like. Sean Davis is somebody they like coming out of Florida, as well as Marvell Tell, originally from USC. So, those guys are both fifth-round picks. It's funny, they have two Sean Davises. They have the Sean Davis from Florida, and they have the Sean Davis from Maryland that was originally with the Steelers. So with this team, their roster's not bad. And I think with Jacob Eason, all he really has to do is take what the defense gives him. We didn't really talk about the tight ends too much. Jack Doyle's kind of your do-it-all guy. Mo Alley Cox is the big time, the big playmaker there. But the guy no one's talking about is Kylan Granson, who I think could have a monumental season if he's the go-to guy. If they give him the reps, he's very similar to Jacob Harris in a sense that I think he could be that X factor. So if I'm looking at anybody on this roster right now, I'd say Kylan Granson is somebody that you 100% have to keep an eye on. But look, Jacob Eason, your question, I think he can. It's going to be hard. You're going up against the Titans, Rams, and Seahawks. If they win one out of those three, that's good. I would take that. I would absolutely take that with Eason. If they win two out of them, they're in good shape. If they win three, then we might be talking about something there with Jacob Eason. So I'm not too worried about the Colts, even if they start off slow. I think I trust Chris Ballard big time. And they're a team that you don't want to play later on when they get healthy with Quentin Nelson and Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher's a huge addition. He's going to be night and day better than Sam Tevy. So, you know, if I'm a Colts fan, I definitely have to feel good about that. Let's see here. I'm a big Cowboys fan. What's your record for us? I feel like we can go 10-7. That's about where I have you right now. Yes, Tevy has been struggling. I've seen him get blown up by Kwity Paye. Damn, I hope the Colts have Quentin Nelson back for the Rams game so I can see AD dominate him. I still remember Nelson's quote from the draft saying he would dominate AD. Hines is looking good in camp. Same with Taylor. Good night. Later, Lee. Thank you for stopping by. Campbell has been blazing in camp. Very impressive. Hype for year 2 of MPJ. Definitely agree with you there, Jake. Strahan has been one of the most impressive players in camp. Okereke, Benego have been impressive. And agree on Granson. He looked dynamic so far. Granson was my number 4 tight end in this draft coming out of SMU. I just think, you know, he can be used as a flex tight end. You have your go-to guy. You have your guy that can do it all in line in Jack Doyle. You don't have to worry about molding, you know, Kylan Granson to be an inline tight end. He could be a flex tight end. He could be a guy that you use whenever you want to use him. So I think the dynamic ability of his cannot go unsaid. And by the way, that's my second win. So I think it's all downhill from here at this point. We're still going though, man. We might just go to midnight, but. Yeah, I had to give you some Colts stuff, Dabney, because I do really appreciate you donating. So I definitely wanted to make it up to you. And I'm going to actually, right now, I'm going to match that donation and send $5 over to my grandpa's fund. Let's see here. I love Apple Pay so much. There we go. You're welcome. Do we got anything else, or should I head out? Absolutely. Thank you for donating. I appreciate it. It helps a lot. Let's see what we got here. Anyone else on the... Oh, AZZA, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will be matching that as well. Where is it? Okay. Oh man, it's been a good night. Spending the time with you guys. You guys have been awesome and helping out my my grandpa. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Dabney. I appreciate that as well. You know, I'm just trying to get better. You know, obviously I'm not an expert on streaming or anything like that, but I'd like to be. Let's see if it updates. Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, I could use some ideas, you know? Doesn't want to seem to update right now. It's annoying, but... Oh, boy. All right, well, I think we're going to call it here with about 15 minutes to go until midnight on the East Coast. And an exhausted Jake. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll try to do one tomorrow. And then I'll try to get a bunch of content out before I head out. My flight is, I want to say 1 on Wednesday, so I'm probably going to... I'm going to watch... First thing I get up, hopefully I already have everything packed. That's the plan, to just do it all on Tuesday, and that way I don't have to worry. But I'm probably going to watch What If, and then we'll go from there. But guys, really do appreciate you guys. You guys have been awesome. This community is just so amazing, and I cannot wait to watch us grow this year. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I did this last year. I started late November, and for the most part, the season was just about over, and I wasn't consistently posting, and I didn't have this good camera. I didn't have this lighting and this equipment, and I didn't have 6,000 subscribers. So a lot is going very well right now, trending in the right direction. You know, now over 6,200 subscribers, so we're, you know, nearing 7,000. Obviously, that might be a little exaggerating there, but I feel good about where we're at. Gonna have a lot of great content, watch parties, things along that line. We're gonna give away a PS5 in September. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but you gotta keep it here for all that content, whether it be Rams, whether it be MCU, whether it be horror movies, whether it be gaming. We're going to do all sorts of stuff, but most importantly, we'll make sure to have all sorts of streams during the year, so you will not have any sort of stoppage with your content, at least when you come to this channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Later.